Okay. Things no one asked for. I figured I would come and share how I utilize astrology to be productive as an artist. Yeah, to be real, I don't have many structured like placements in my chart. I'm pretty fluid. It can be a lot because I don't really, the only thing keeping me together, to be honest, is my Capricorn rising. So I fully depend and believe in the energies and the resources around us that are there to keep us kind of in flow, right? And one thing that I had discovered is along with planetary hours, which is like the idea and the resource that each hour correlates with a planet and its energy, there are also planetary days. So I no longer structure my time hourly like I used to. I more so structure it based on what the task is and what energy of the planet it would utilize to get that done. So for instance, I'll just do a quick rundown. So Monday is ruled by the moon, Tuesday is ruled by Mars, Wednesday is ruled by Mercury, Thursday is ruled by Jupiter, Friday is ruled by Venus, Saturday is ruled by Saturn, and Sunday is ruled by the sun. So following those energies of the planets, I kind of plan out my day and what I'm gonna do so to make sure that I get everything done. Another method that I also have implemented that kind of works for me and my free-flowingness is I try not to be super structured and like meticulous about the work that I do. I write down, I plan my week, which happens on Saturdays. I plan my week and the work that I'm gonna do for that following week on a sticky note. And then at the end of the week, I throw it away and I trust that I did the work that needed to get done and that the things that are going to happen from that work will happen, and I don't need to like go back and make sure I did everything. Like I trust that like on Saturdays I'm gonna plan my day. So I really like during the week as I'm looking at my sticky note, like, okay, this is what I have to do. I trust that I did the correct planning on Saturday so that everything will get done throughout the week. And I feel like specifically like you can utilize this resource and these tools for any career path. I am just in art, so that's kind of where I apply these things. And I think that in art, regardless of what facet you are a part of, you are a creative entrepreneur. And this system I think is really good for just how our minds work. We don't really operate long-term and consistently out of a very logical space. We're more in a creative mode most of the time. So I think having a free-flowing guide to kind of go with to get things done helps. At least it has helped me. So if you find usefulness in this, and great. If you like this video, click subscribe and like and comment. I want to see like what you have learned in utilizing these energies. So carry on. Monday, I usually use this as a day to kind of like just feel my way through it. You know, I think that for many of us, the week starts on Monday, and I just don't think that hitting the ground running on a Monday is the way to go. Like I am a person who wants to ease into my week. I think it allows me to be a bit more productive. It allows me to also feel like I am honoring myself and I'm not just like powering through things, right? So on Monday, it's pretty loosely structured. I kind of plan a couple things for me to do that need to get done, that I need to like get done so I can stay on track for the rest of the week. And then for the most part, I just leave it up in the air. So I have like my everyday things that I always do, which is the gym. I always go to the gym. Every day of the week, no matter, except Sundays. Sundays is like my rest day, my stretch day, my day of like basking in my own glory. And yeah, so Mondays I kind of chill. I kind of take in. I allow it to be a space where I'm more receptive. So I'm doing more like watching documentaries and
reading and poetry and like crying if I need to cry. Like I really, and as a Capricorn rising, and as a Gemini, two signs that are not super, super big into their emotions, I like do schedule and create space for me to cry if I need to. Yeah, and I just kind of allow myself to ease into my week however I see fit. Like my Sunday, Mondays are really my like time to ease in. And by Tuesday, because Tuesday's ruled by Mars, we hit the ground running, honey. Tuesday is the day of action. It is the day of movement. I feel like if you're an Aries or a Scorpio, I think that also these planetary days, I do want to say that, I think they also apply to like your sun or rising sign. Like for instance, I'm a Capricorn rising and a Gemini sun. We'll see I'll show you how that connects in a second, but back to Mars. Tuesday is ruled by Mars, so that is the day that I get usually my like the work that I would put off, right? Like, let me just get it out the way, use this Mars energy, use this energy. And I also, aside from like keeping in mind the planetary days, because you know, those can do what they can do, right? They can tell you the overall energy of the day. However, if you want to get more specific to time, you look to the current transits, right? So we have Mars in Aquarius right now. So obviously the overall wave energy that I work and the vision of my work is going to be encompassing of the small, minor Tuesday by Tuesday tasks, Mars-like tasks that I do that make up that overall Mars and Aquarius energy, if that makes sense. So I use the planetary days to further align myself to that larger planetary energy of that planet, right? Which keeps me in alignment with what's happening naturally. But yeah, so Wednesday, being a Gemini sun, we are ruled by Mercury. Wednesdays, I feel for me, are just really good days of like honoring my mental shit, like honoring my mental traffic, honoring all the thoughts I have, honoring like, and getting it out, getting it written down. Wednesdays are ruled by communications, thought, short-term travel, daily interactions, siblings. So did I say Mondays? I use Wednesdays as a way to get all my meetings done. I usually do any meetings that I have on Wednesdays. I do most of the bulk of my writing, and I transition whether it's academic writing or creative writing on Wednesdays. So that's when I get my applications done. That's when I update any of my documents, whether it be artistic statements, bios, websites. Like I do all of the processy type work on Wednesdays. This is updating our systems. This is analyzing our systems, right? All of these are mercurial energies. And I do all of that work on Wednesday. Thursday is ruled by Jupiter. So I usually do most of my submitting on Wednesdays, my finalizing and scheduling, and like all of the things, all of the final pushes for projects and content and knowledge and reading and like whatever project that I'm working on. I make a huge final push on Thursday. Thursday is also the day that I intake inspiration. I go to museums. I do very grand things on Thursday. Not that I don't get dressed up every day, but Thursday I get like super dressed up, and the aesthetic is just different for me on Thursdays. And my Jupiter is in Libra, so my expansiveness is centered around love and beauty and pleasure and balance. And I think I do a really good job at honoring that. Yeah, Thursday is also the day that I like do any creative writing as well, just because I feel like it's a very abundant energy. It can be a bit extreme though, so I do a really good job at like balancing the energy of the day. Like, okay, I may start the day in taking inspiration, and then I may end the day expelling what I've taken in, or just like creating or painting, or I make that my day of growth. I'll learn something new. I'm practicing DJing more, so I use that as a time to practice. Thursdays are my days. Thursdays are probably my favorite day. Friday. Friday is ruled by Venus. Friday is a day that I do all my more strenuous work toward the beginning of the week. And by Friday, we're like loose, we're like editing and we're reading and we're just doing very lax and low mental stress activities, right? So I may go to a coffee shop and sit outside and write, or I may edit my blog, or I may, update my podcast and do more editing work. And I make sure that I do something on every day that progresses my purpose in whatever avenue I want to progress in, because I have multiple plates spinning. That's the truth of the matter. And this allows me to not feel, it allows me, because what was happening, I had checked out of hustle culture, right? Like I completely checked out and was like, this is just not for me. It doesn't serve me creatively as an artist. I was finding I was just looking to everyone else and how they were getting their success, and I was trying to mirror it instead of really looking at the energy collectively around me and how that influences me specifically, and then B, really just sitting with myself and saying, what works for me? What allows me to work best, to honor myself? A lot of this was studying human design. So astrology can help merge you into human design really, really fluidly. I recommend, if you feel like you've gotten a pretty good grasp on astrology, even if you don't, go check out your human design. I feel like it would help each person understand individually, internally, how their body communicates and functions with themselves and the external world. So once I checked out a hustle culture and I was like, I'm not going to be this booked and busy, working 24/7, grinding my ass off type of person. I'm not chasing the paper. I'm not chasing anything that I know is already mine. I'm just not. What I will do is I will stay present and I will do the work that is for me to do in preparation and in idle of me receiving what is already mine, right? I've completely rewired my brain around myself, my mission, my work, how I do that work, and how the world at large functions in relation to work. Those are two completely separate things.